On the payment protection program for another few minutes now.
We are joined by Scott Latham, the president and CEO of the Alabama Bankers Association. Thanks so much for being with us this afternoon.
Thanks for the opportunity to join you.
Scott, what are the eligibility requirements under the Paycheck Protection Program?
The eligibility requirements set out by Treasury and the SBA are, number one, that you be a small business or some small business type, 500 or so in terms of employees, and small businesses, certainly 501c3s, some or many, most all rather, veterans organizations, some tribal interests, businesses of that nature, sole proprietors, individual contractors, those types of folks.
There was a lot of frustration initially that larger banks were shutting out smaller institutions and the businesses they represent by flooding the program with requests, initially gobbling up all the money first. Has that been addressed?
You know what? Much of that, we believe, had to do with what I call the bandwidth, if you will, of the technology for uploading of loans. If you think about the lines in the supermarket that we had initially trying to get some of the products, that's exactly what was happening around the country and around the state. We had very local community banks, smaller organizations applying through them that got those loans approved quickly. Certainly we had some larger banks that got loans approved quickly. So it wasn't so much the size of the organization funneling up those loans as it was the technical side of it and the bandwidth. That has been addressed in many cases because Treasury and SBA tweaked that system quite a bit, and we've had much more success getting those loans uploaded, in the past few weeks.
What are the terms of the Paycheck Protection Program loan?
The loans are certainly guaranteed by the government. They are 1% interest rate loans, guaranteed again by the government. They are a term of 24 months, have to be repaid back within 2 years. There are 6-month deferrals on the principal of the loan, certainly interest notwithstanding. But here's the really neat part of them, and I'm sure you know this and many of your viewers. There's potential for loan forgiveness in many instances. We are still waiting on some final guidance to come out on that. But banks who use these funds, small businesses who use these funds for loans for needs that are 75% payroll, 25% other applicable uses may be forgiven, most likely will be forgiven if the rules are followed.
I want to ask you, this latest data I've seen, dated May 1st, show the state of Alabama approved 69% of PPP loans in rounds 1 and 2. That's more than Florida or Georgia, but less than Mississippi and Tennessee. What are you guys doing to get those numbers up here in Alabama?
Well, certainly we've had some later numbers to come out from that, and we're really excited about the Alabama numbers. Alabama has ranked 29th in the nation, if you will. We've had just over 30,000 additional loans in round number 2 there, totaling about $1.5 billion. That's an average of just under $50,000 per loan. That puts us at 29th in terms of the value of loans in the nation. Florida, certainly, Georgia have bigger economies overall. Florida, I think, a little over 13 billion in round 2. They actually ranked number 4. Georgia ranked number 10. Tennessee was just ahead of Alabama, ranking, I think, about 19th in the country. What we're doing is getting the word out to as many of our small businesses as we can through opportunities such as this to check out your eligibility with your local bank. Make sure that you can possibly apply and be qualified and receive some of these funds.
Scott Latham, the Alabama Bankers Association, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you very much.